I remember as a young boy my grandfather telling me about a conversation that he had had with his father, Raymond, after he had returned home from fighting in the Korean War.
I think I told you, Matthew, that one time my father had a very large house, and we had a very large apple tree that my dad had a big table under it, and we had benches and chairs, and we were sitting down there, and one day he said to me, this is the best country in the world. I mean, that's a fact, you know. And
listening to this tale, and knowing that my great-grandfather hailed from Sicily, I wondered why he felt this way. What made the United States, as compared to Italy, so special to him? Why was it a matter of fact that the United States was the greatest country in the world? Raymond Fanara was 16 years old when he first left his native Aragon, Sicily for the United States in 1905. Many Italians, like Raymond, were motivated by the economic prospects of the United States to make the transatlantic journey. However, most of the immigrants saw this movement as temporary, always planning on returning to Italy. Many of the southern Italians had previously found work within the Italian territory, hoping to buy lands in their hometowns and pay back their family debts. However, a massive depression in the agriculture sector in Italy decreased employment prospects within the country, forcing them to look elsewhere. The Fanaras, who happened to own farmland, were devastated by drought during the time period.
by the time he was 16, his father had gone through 5 years of devastating drought. And so consequently, the father said to my dad, who's, I believe, the youngest of the three brothers, and told him to come to the United States. And you know the old story about money grows on trees. Well, he knew enough to realize that if he got to America, he'd be able to make money so he could send it back. That's what the other two brothers did also.
The Southern Italians, working mainly unskilled labor, were able to earn much more money than they could have working during the same time period in Italy. Having spent time in the United States, the Fanaras were able to earn enough money to stabilize their family's finances back home. As the youngest of the Fanara boys, however, Raymond was unlikely to inherit the family's land back home in Sicily. Raymond purchased his own land, along with a macaroni factory with the money he had saved from working in the United States. Neither ventures were successful, as land prices back home in Italy soared due to the influx of foreign capital, and many who had been able to afford land in Italy exhausted their money supply that they had worked so hard to earn. Raymond decided to move back to the United States, settling in New York City. He settled within the Italian community in the city, getting help to find a job as a longshoreman from other Italians who sheltered him from the prejudice he and other Southerners faced in the United States. For Raymond, the opportunities he was afforded in the U.S. quickly wiped away any allegiance he had to the Italian state other than his family ties, as his wife and 3 children were still in Sicily. Even though he had served for the Italian army in 1911, Raymond enlisted in the U.S. Army at the end of World War I and was happy to give something back to the country that had given him so much.
And he was also he was drafted in the Army, and he was on his way to France when the war suspended.
Right.
And he was very proud.
After coming home and receiving his American citizenship, Raymond left New York for West Virginia to work in the coal mines, where he finally earned enough money to send for his wife and children to come to the United States. It took him 21 years of hard work, going back and forth between the U.S. and Sicily, but Raymond was finally able to make a home for his family. My great-grandfather loved this country, not because he was guaranteed success, but because he was given the opportunity to make a living and a home for his growing family.